In this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know about ayahuasca retreats. What it is, the purpose of the retreat, the set and setting, how to choose your medicine person, how to choose the retreat, how to choose the country that you're going through, what to expect in the ceremony, and all the preparatory work in the before and the after. Hi, I'm Amy Elizabeth, your energy evolution mentor, here to make spirituality simple. I'm making this video today because I've been in the medicine space for over 15 years and had hundreds of ceremonies in multiple different countries with multiple different medicine people and multiple different lineages. And I have made all kinds of mistakes and faced a number of challenges. And I would like to educate and inform you so that you can have a safe and transformative experience. So let's dive in. Now let's get into the set and setting. When you're choosing your retreat, the country, the person that you're working with, the set and setting is vital. So you're not really looking at going to some dingy basement in some foreign country with some rando that you've just met off the street, right? You are wanting to make sure that you have looked at reviews, that you've communicated with whomever it is that you are working with, and that you have referrals from everybody that is, in the process. So the set and set typically is outdoors. You have a maloka and you have a tambo, someplace that you're staying in. And it would be really good for you to be able to see pictures, videos, and also have references from other people. Make sure that this is a place that is clean. Know that most places do not have showers. Most places do not have, kitchen facilities that are open for others to use. This is very typical to indigenous countries that are pouring this kind of brew for people. And understand and know that you want to be prepared. There are really large animals, very intense and some dangerous bugs and insects. And so making sure that you are prepared and making sure that you have a netting over your bed, that you have the appropriate kind of bug spray and repellents that you need, and making sure that you are prepared with all of the comfort items from home to bring with you for the duration of your stay. And they should provide a list for you of whatever it is that you might need, whether it's boots and a raincoat or an umbrella or, bedding, all of the things that you might need, they should provide a list. If they haven't, that is a red flag. When you're choosing your medicine person to work with or the retreat, it is really important that you have referrals. Somebody who has worked with this person who has had some kind of an experience, and if you have multiple, that's even better. Do not just go off reviews online. Also, make sure that this facilitator, this medicine person, this shaman is willing to have a conversation with you, not just by phone, by video chat. That is also really important. When you are working with this person, look at them in the eye. Notice in your body, feel if you feel like you really trust this person, that you want to be led by this person, that you feel safe with this person, that you feel secure with this person, that you're ready to have a transformative and unbelievable experience with this person, and that you feel that they can lead you into that and hold you safely. This is extremely important. When you do finally choose your spot, make sure that you tell the world where you're going. And for the duration of your stay, make sure that they have the address, they have some kind of a phone number, they have the coordinates on a map if you are way off in the Amazon somewhere, so that somebody knows where to find you, just in case. Super important. Now, the prep work. Whoever it is that you're working with should give you a list of what it is that you get to do to prepare the physical body. That means not eating any fermented foods, salt, chocolate, they say coffee, things of this nature, any kind of caffeine, because know that when you go to one of these retreats, there will be no salt. There will be no caffeine. So think about the headache that you might get, right? Not eating any red meat or any meat whatsoever. Definitely no pork. I like no shellfish. I think that that's a really important thing. And eating very clean, simple grains, simple meat like fish and chicken if you are, and simple veggies. And if you are having proteins, things like Avocado and nuts and seeds are a really good source. Next, when you're preparing the mind, meditation daily, in the morning and at night. If you have any questions about what this looks like, please go to the link below. I have a beautiful integration workbook that has a 2-week prior dieta informational packet with QR codes that lead to breath work and meditations that help you prepare for this kind of experience. So meditating, being able to stay quiet, being able to focus the mind, doing breath work, slowing down, really exiting off of television, social media, screen time, doing more outside, connecting more to nature prior to prepare you for what you're about to go into. The after work, make sure that they have some kind of a protocol for after. Most places don't, I'm just going to be honest. Again, not to be, plugging my workbook, but I wrote this workbook with ayahuasca. I've wrote it multiple times and rewrote it. We have online and we also have a physical format. And this also holds a journaling activity with prompts every single day so that you can get your mind right and in a way of integrating what the experience was with your life afterwards and how you get to live your life forward, holding and carrying this medicine and these experiences and integrating them into your life and your experiences and your community and your family. The cadence of the ceremony, or what to expect in a ceremony. The ceremonies are always different and they're different for every individual, but how they basically start depending on the lineage. And again, I want to hold this loosely. You will all have agreements in the beginning, and the agreements look like no one touches each other. People do not talk if they have not been called on. You don't just sing out loud. You may use the restroom, but come back to the space because it's very important that the container is held. No sprays or oils or smells or anything that's really strong because your senses are heightened, and within that, you don't want to disturb anyone else's experience. And definitely no phones. And so once you've made your agreements, the shaman will open up the sacred space by calling in the directions, by singing a specific chant into the medicine, by working with mapacho to create a protective container, and then everybody comes up to have their brew. And you will have worked out your dose with the shaman, and most shamans will just give you what they give you by sizing you up because they've been doing this for years, and you drink that cup. Once you've gone through that, you go back to your seat and you wait about 20 to 25 minutes. And then once that happens, they will start to play some music. And in that space, sometimes it's chimes and bowls, and sometimes it's just that the shaman gets up and starts singing. In my lineage, the Mestizo Evangelista, which is it's a sect of the Shipibo, we call in with a chicapa, which is a leaf rattle, we call in multiple different plants and animals and other comrades that are here to be our allies on the journey, to protect us, to help us heal, and to work with us during the whole experience. And so most shamans will do some form of work like that. And there'll be 1 or 2 songs. They're going to be quite long. And then there will be maybe an hour and 15 minutes in, another call for medicine, typically. Again, this is a loose container depending on what country you're sitting with, the kind of medicine person and the lineage that you're sitting with. And so once you've had that, the second call for medicine is if you've had light or medium effects. And then you come back up, you have another drink. And then once that happens, you'll sit back down. More often than not, you start to go. And you, what we call get in, right? So it's like you've taken the red pill. And once you're in, you start to go through the process. And in that process, the doctorcitos, which are like these little medicine people, you can feel them sometimes working on if you've had an injury from, even 20 years ago, will go into that place in your wrist or your knee or your wherever and start doing some work, right? Sometimes your face will start to contort and they'll be in your jaw. Sometimes you'll hear their voices in your ears, in your head, or around you. Sometimes you start to see lights and beings all around you. So the beings start to come in to do the healing work. And as they're doing the healing work, they are literally implanting the ayahuasca as deep as possible in the cells to initiate and activate you. And that's happening with the songs, which are called icaros. These icaros have been written by the medicine as the medicine person has channeled them through their experience. And so then the ceremony will go on. You may have a purge, you may not. Remember, purging looks like vomiting, sweating, crying, defecating, peeing. It can look at yawning, multiple different things, sometimes shaking. All of these things are a purge. It doesn't mean that you have to be in a bucket. Many people have this huge fear around the bucket and vomiting in the bucket. It doesn't mean that's going to happen for you. I just want to be clear. I've also heard another myth around, am I going to poop myself? That nearly never happens. I'm not going to say it hasn't happened. It's happened in 3 ceremonies that I have been in, and these are people who have massive control issues, and it was their ego death. So yes, it's happened. It doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. So as we go on to the ceremony, there'll be another call about 3 hours in. And then you continue to go through your experience, whatever that might look like. Sometimes it's a carnival of lights. Sometimes it is bliss and joy. And sometimes it's you experiencing something that might be a little bit darker. And so you continue to ride the wave of the experience, and you allow ayahuasca, and you continue to surrender to her working in your cells. Once again, remember, she's impeding it as deep as she possibly can, because as they're singing those songs to you, they're initiating and activating you in one of the most powerful ways, so that you can take this medicine and bring it into your life, and it will promote purpose, joy, and passion. So as we keep going into the ceremony, there may be a 3rd or 4th call for medicine. It depends on the container. Sometimes there's only 1 call. Who knows? It really depends on how the container is acting and if they're really, really high. And so by the time the 4th hour hits, usually they'll open up for other people to sing within the ceremony. And so if you're a musician, you get an opportunity to be able to share either a poem or your voice or a musical instrument, whatever the case may be, which also can be your purge, just to say. And you go through that experience, and then you have a little bit of a celebration, and it really does feel like you're transformed and on the other side of something major. Some people feel complete elation, and some people are still in the medicine and having their experience. And then by the 5th hour, we decide to close. And once we decide to close, we light a candle and we close the directions, we close the medicine, we thank the container, we thank everybody around us. And so that's basically the cadence and what to expect in a ceremony. So do your research. Maybe bring someone along with you and trust your intuition. Make sure to tell everybody where you are, what you're doing, and ask for support in those ways, because then you feel the actual energetic container outside of you. Even if it's in another country and it's 3,000 miles away, it doesn't matter. You'll still feel safer, and you'll be able to go deeper and have a more transformed experience. If this video has helped you, please share, like, subscribe, share with your community. Give somebody else the support that you've just received. I'm so grateful that you are here right now listening to these words. Please check out the psychedelic playlist and look at the integrative workbook. These were written for you. and to support you. I hope this video has brought you ease, peace, and clarity around ayahuasca retreats. I acknowledge you for doing the work, for staying to the end of this video, for understanding the steps that it takes, the research, the information that you need, the education that's important so that you can really truly transform through this magical medicine. It is so important to me, and I am so grateful that you are here. I'm so excited to support you on this journey as we ascend together. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. And thank you so much for doing this work as we together uplift the collective consciousness. Remember to live in awe and make life awesome. Until next time.